Now, last week, President Joe Biden had an audience with the King at Windsor Castle. We're obviously suckers for a bit of pomp and circumstance here at the Royal Report. Let's have a quick look. The King is often criticised in Britain for being old, but next to the President, he looks positively virile.
Well, I do a lot of engagements with the King, and he certainly doesn't belie his 74 years. I mean, he's pretty sprightly. He still gets all around his estates, loves his gardening, still keeps pretty fit. And I think that Joe Biden has certainly been criticised in the past, hasn't he? But what I found when we've seen these two guys sort of greeting each other, there was a huge warmth between them. And certainly Britain rolled out the red carpet. Joe Biden was at number 10 very briefly and then came to Windsor to see that fantastic Guards parade that you just saw there. And talking about the warmth, there was certainly a real characteristics between these two men. They're certainly of a certain age. They both have been fighting for climate change, and they've definitely got a lot in common. And you can see that they certainly enjoy each other's company.
Now, lastly, unlike Prince Philip, Queen Camilla isn't going to receive funding from Parliament. Can you explain the background to this?
Well, certainly this has emerged that the King has essentially told Parliament that the Queen will not be receiving an annuity from the government. And this was when Prince Philip was with us. He was receiving about £360,000. I think that's about $500,000 per year to run his personal affairs. Now, this was outside the sovereign grant, which is obviously the money that is given to the royal family to run the business of the firm. Now, the fact that Camilla will not be taking this money, I think this is a fantastic thing, because we're all living in a sort of cost of living crisis. Criticism from the royal family very recently with the royal finances, over £100 million they're costing us once more. Listen, this all boils down to about $2 per person here in the UK, and I think that's pretty good value for money. Now, the Queen will take the running of her offices from the King's personal finances, so they're saving us a few bob, so who can argue with that?
Russell Myers, thank you as always for your time. We'll speak shortly.
Thanks, Caroline. My pleasure.